SoFi stock was down 6.7% last week. It's down 11.5% in the last month, but up 8.7% in the last 3 months. So SoFi stock has had a really bullish run since the low during April. It has been trending up. It's added significant growth, but it does look as if now it might be turning around and falling away. And this stock could be a sell either this week or next week. So watch closely. So in this video, I'm going to conduct a price analysis for SoFi stock, offer my thoughts and opinions on whether SoFi is a sell in the next few weeks. Let's take a look. I'd like to thank The Motley Fool for sponsoring this video. Visit fool.com/DavidB for the 5 best stocks to buy now. Use my special link to get $200 off their epic annual subscription. Now, if you find value in my analysis of SoFi stock today or other stocks on my channel, you may also find value in my email newsletter. If you subscribe, I'll share with you professional trading tips to help you make more profits trading stocks. Link down below, check it out. So on the weekly chart for SoFi stock, we can see it's had a really bullish run since this low of around 850 back in April this year. Since the stock found support at that low, it has risen significantly. Let's have a look how much it's gone up. Overall, from trough to peak, it's added around 280%, which is massive. So congratulations, if you caught any part of that move, you would have made a decent profit. But there were specific technical signals with this stock to get you in and also potentially out to secure a safe profit. Zooming out on the weekly chart, we can see SoFi stock was pretty bearish from November 2021. It did trend down all the way down to this trough down here, about $4.22. It hit that during December 2022 here, bit of a double bottom there over about 4 weeks. There was some bullish price action. It fell away but formed a higher base here at around $4.45. So that was the first signal that SoFi was moving up, forming a higher base here. It did rise up again, breaking that last peak before falling away to create a base here at 642. It did actually fall away further then into this low here of around $6. But you can see overall, over those sort of 2 years, SoFi was beginning to trend up. And from that low there of $6 during August 2024, there was a bullish breakout for SoFi. And you can see you could have had a confirmed downtrend line, on SoFi there. Let's just change that to my normal color of orange. So we can see there, SoFi was trending down. And there was a clear signal there for the price action changing. Price broke out of that trend line, and you could have picked it up there on a confirmed entry. So you got one close above the trend line, 2 closes there, and you could have entered there around about 10.20 on confirmation. And then potentially targeted that $18 level for your take profit target for a simple short-term trade. Now, since SoFi moved up and hit that resistance there at around 1840, it did fall away again, and it fell into support at around $8.59, and this trough was formed in April this year. And since that time, it has been trending up, looking bullish. And once again, if I zoom in here, I've got a confirmed downtrend line on the price action for SoFi stock. So since the start of January this year, it was in a confirmed downtrend before hitting this trough here. Got that trend line just covering these 2 price peaks here. And then we can see we've got a signal to enter SoFi stock. We've got a breakout here, this bullish green bar during April. It broke the trend line. And then we've got this red one here, which did take the price higher, but it wasn't convincing. You can see here there was some selling pressure following the trend line break. So If you were following trendline rules, you could have looked at, that close there, 2 closes, and you could have entered here on confirmation 12.51 if you're using objective trendline rules. I do think based on the price action, that would have been a higher risk entry, because following the break, the price action didn't look that bullish. It wasn't that convincing. So I probably, I think, would have waited for a retest of this peak here. And that came during this week here. You can see here this green bar during June 2025. That was the week that price action increased above that peak here and closed the other side for the week, confirming the buyers are in control and they want to take the price higher than that previous peak here. You can see after the trend line break, there was a bit of indecision. You can see, the close was down here, closed a little bit higher, higher again, then it fell away, inside bar, up bar, but still not breaking this peak here. So it wasn't until this week here in June 2025, week commencing the 16th, we saw that green up bar, which took out that previous peak and also closed the other side. So that was your confirmation that buyers are in control and they wanted to take the price higher. And you could have entered the week after on confirmation on this week here on the open, which was around about $15 on that Monday when market opened. So entry at $15 in that particular week. You could have then targeted a number of profit lines of resistance to take profit there. The first one being around about $18, corresponding to the previous price peak back here. So that could be one option to take profits and run. And then the second option would be up here at around $25. And that corresponds, if I zoom right out, to these 2 peaks back here, which created resistance for SoFi stock back in November 2021 and also June 2021. So 2 possible levels, if I zoom back in, where you could have targeted an objective take profit based on levels of resistance. So what do the numbers look like for these trades? Let's have a look at this first one here. So there's our entry at 15. If I open the long position tool, stop loss, you can see here around about 12.73 I've put it. Basically, I'm putting it just under this trough here. So basically, if the price takes out that trough there, SoFi stock's going to go down, it's going to go bearish. So that would be the exit point. And then first take profit target here, which is $18. So you can see here we've got TP1 $18, which is plus 22% profit, risk to reward of 1.44. So that's your first opportunity to take profit. But obviously SoFi was bullish, so you could have stayed in and then looked at this next level up here, which was $25, 24. So TP2 here, 24 plus 60%, great return, risk to reward of 4.22. So you could have cashed out there as well and had an excellent low risk trade. And we can see after SoFi did break through 25, it did go a bit higher. It did actually push up here before it hit resistance. It did get to $30 before there was a bit of selling pressure back down into that $25 price level. Just confirming, this is a level of interest. But SoFi did turn around. There was more buying action over the next few weeks, and it did eventually get to a peak of $32. Now, at this point, of course, you could add a confirmed trend line to manage your trade going towards the upside. And then, of course, instead of taking just clear profit targets on a medium-term trade, you could look at the trend line being broken to confirm your exit and confirm the trend is no longer going up, it's now starting to turn around and is going to fall away. So you can see I've got the trend line here incorporating the turnaround point here, the trough here, as close as possible to this price action here, and then the recent trough here at $25. So we can see since October, SoFi stock was really tracking the trend line. It was moving up and looking bullish. But if you look here, this week here, first week in November, there was a bearish bar. It did fall away and come down close once again to test $25, closed about halfway up. So this bar here was your sort of first warning that potentially SoFi stock was at a key level and might be starting to turn away. Buyers came back in the next week. It did try again to break 32, couldn't do it, and then it closed low for the week. So now we've got two red bars, two closes underneath the trend line, showing that this is a key level of resistance and SoFi might be ready to turn around. And we've got to be ready to sell the stock to lock in our profits. And of course, last week, wider market bearish. SoFi obviously in that market also took a hit. Another red bearish bar. Price actually got down to lows 23, but closed low at $25. So big question is now, if you're in SoFi stock, you entered the trade down here, you'd be in significant profit. And the question is, should you sell now or should you hold on? I think technically, if you look at the take profit 3 stats here, targeting $27, and the target of 27 is based on this close here under the trend line and that close there. So we got two closes under the trend line. So in theory, if you're following trend line theory signals, then the exit point would have been last Monday after the two closes under the trend line. And that would have got you out on Monday at around $27, which would have been 84% profit from that $15 entry back here, a risk to reward of 7.51. So a tremendous trade on a basic trend line rules. So overall, SoFi stock has had a bullish run. It has increased tremendously since the low in April. It does look as if now, though, it's hit resistance here at 32, and there is a confirmed exit based on trendline theory to exit this stock and take your profits and run. Let me know what you think in the comments. Are you in SoFi stock? Did you trade this stock on Dow theory, trendline theory? How did you trade it? How much profit did you make? Or perhaps, are you going to hold long term because you believe in this company dominating the fintech area? Let me know what you think in the comments. Thanks for watching.